Dealing with complexity requires that we think differently, viewing challenges from many perspectives. Rather than decomposing a problem into its component parts, systems thinking would have us consider the whole, not just the target system, but the environment with which it interacts, its users, customers, investors, and society at large, to name but a few. As Peter Senge, a systems scientist at MIT, stated, systems thinking is a discipline for seeing wholes. It is a framework for seeing the interrelationships between things, for seeing patterns of change rather than static snapshots. The Greek philosopher Aristotle recognized this over 2,500 years ago when he pondered the unique properties of systems and observed the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This essential characteristic of systems applies equally well today. It is the interactions between the elements of a system that make it more than just a collection of parts. Systems can take many forms: physical, organizational, political, economic, or even psychological. What they have in common is that their components interact, working together to achieve a common objective. As Albert Einstein famously stated, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Solving complex problems requires a different mindset, one that applies the principles of systems thinking. Systems engineering is a new discipline, spawned by the introduction of technologies that have transformed the world in which we live. It draws on both technical and managerial processes. Requirements management, to guide the transformation of customer needs into quantified objectives. Architecture development, to define the system's organizing structure. Risk management, to limit a project's exposure to loss. And project management, to keep the progress of development on track. 50 years ago, perhaps humankind's greatest adventure put the Apollo 11 crew on the moon and returned them safely to Earth. This achievement was the culmination of a decade-long, multidisciplinary program undertaken by thousands of engineers whose efforts were integrated using the principles of systems engineering and systems thinking. The Keen module, applying systems thinking to solve complex problems, will introduce you to the system engineering principles that will foster your systems thinking skills, widening your frame of reference to include not only your system of interest, but also its stakeholders and the environment within which it will operate. It will provide a framework to focus your curiosity, see connections, and help create value for your customers.